Near the end of a heated and highly enlightening interview on SiriusXM's NBA radio, veteran NBA reporter Mitch Lawrence challenged Jeff "Shucky" Van Gundy, ESPN's #1 NBA analyst. "Now let's see what the NBA coaches are made of," Lawrence said. "Let's see them boycott ESPN. I want to see that." "Oh, so now it's on the coaches," JVG shot back. "You guys are putting the pressure on the coaches to lose more." Lawrence: "I want to see them turn on ESPN, bite the hand that feeds them." James Devaney, Getty Images. For nearly 25 minutes, Van Gundy, Lawrence, and Daily News NBA columnist Frank Isola went back and forth on the issue of the NBA coaches' beef with ESPN, inspired by a Jeff Goodman interview with LaVar Ball. Professor Mouth said his son Lonzo's coach, Luke Walton, had lost the Lakers' locker room. Van Gundy's brother, Stan, had already stated he had enough of ESPN and would not grant any emissaries of Bristol Clown Community College special access when it airs a Pistons game later this month. JVG said ESPN's ball piece lacked any balance. He characterized it as nothing more than clickbait. He also said it is part of the media business. It is the reason the media biz lacks journalistic integrity, and it's a reason for coaches to unite and say, no, forget it. If we have to take this, then why are we giving of our time, JVG asked. It's not like they're going to violate any rule if they don't participate with ESPN. Isola, who also is a member of ESPN's Around the Horn panel, "They can do that, but it's incredibly petty. It's not surprising JVG would take his employer to task." Much like Ball, JVG's mouth is never set in the off position. And on this occasion, he is siding with his coaching brethren against the network that pays him. There are not many high-profile game analysts, make that none, who would take their employer to task publicly. They would find a way to craft a more diplomatic answer and weasel out of the situation. That's not JVG's style. Still, there are a few other things to consider here. According to an NBA TV source, the league's contract with ESPN and TNT requires coaches to participate in brief interviews during the game. The best way of protesting ESPN's ball interview would be to not show up for these in-game spots and let the chips fall where they may. Truth be told, the majority of these interviews produce zilch. As for JVG, well, he stated his case well, while going back and forth with Isola and Lawrence, who kept pressing him. Could JVG do more? Of course. If he feels that strongly about what went down in Lithuania, site of the Ball interview, he should find a way to work his opinion into a telecast. It's not like he's never tackled an NBA issue during the game. And if he is asking coaches not to participate and cooperate with ESPN, JVG's most impactful and symbolic course of action would be putting a bigger spotlight on the situation by sitting out a game telecast. That would really send a message. Yet the biggest issue is the overwhelming specter of LaVar Ball. Remember, it was the sports media, en masse, that let him out of the bottle. The cap is forever lost. Someone with a microphone, camera, or number 2 pencil is going to find him and report on what he has to say. If you don't do it, someone else will. That's why if Van Gundy really wants to strike a blow for, as he puts it, journalistic integrity, he should arrange to go one-on-one with LaVar Ball and put the heat on him. Now that would be must-see TV. And, as JVG knows, ESPN would have no problem airing it. Stovetop stuffing. Those covering MLB's free agency machinations resemble hamsters running on a wheel. It's not their fault they have nothing, or the same nothing, to report. Still, some commentators can find humor in all this. Like SXM's Jim Duquette. Working with Mike Farron on MLB Radio, Duquette spent at least 20 minutes talking about the Angels' earth-shaking acquisition of backup catcher Rene Rivera in a whopping $2.8 million deal. Duquette, tongue firmly planted in cheek, really cut the pie, stretching out his analysis on Rivera. "At one point we thought the Angels had acquired the second coming of Johnny Bench. Yet who can blame anyone who must currently talks about baseball on MLB Radio or MLB Network for savoring any signing, no matter how minor, or rumor? There's nothing going on. Why do you think we are all getting daily analysis and updates on Jarrett Cole? When did he suddenly become Justin Verlander? ****. If they haven't already, HBO sports honchos and their colleagues at NFL Films should start lobbying to get John Gruden's Oakland Raiders to star in the 2018 edition of Hard Knocks. An inside look at a Gruden training camp would be fascinating. All the facets, Gruden handling players, coaches and executives, Gruden motivating and scolding, and Gruden just working his way back after 10 years in the broadcast booth would make this edition of HK special. Since he's worked in TV all these years, Gruden might understand the advantages of being on the show. But if he is in old-school mode, and finds the medium he worked in intrusive, Gruden will put the kibosh on the Raiders' appearance on Hard Knocks. While on the Raiders, don't be surprised if their first game of 2018 is on ESPN's Monday Night Football. Primetime first, it's always a game worth reliving. Still, CBS Sports Network will put a twist on it Monday night 9 p.m. when it airs History in the Astrodome, UCLA vs. Houston 1968. Produced by Chip Reeves and Emily Deutsch, the documentary covers all aspects of the game of the century, a battle between Houston's Elvin Hayes and UCLA's Lou Alcindor. The Mega Tilt, which Houston won 71-69, was the first NCAA regular season game broadcast in prime time. The CBSN documentary is poignant too. The late Dick Enberg, who called the game, appears during a roundtable discussion with Seth Davis, Jim Nantz, Hayes and Don Chaney. The doc very well could have been one of Enberg's final TV appearances. It was taped on November 3 and he died on December 21. Sound bites: if things work the way they usually do around here, those who prematurely built up Kristaps Porzingis will be the first to start tearing him down. Just wait and see. For those keeping score, WFAN's Maggie Gray and Chris Carlin each asked Brian Cashman 9 questions during a Thursday interview, while baseball expert Bart Scott managed to get in 6 inquiries. It's already come down to WFAN posting videos of Carlin teaching Scott baseball stuff. This is an attempt to turn the former NFL player's lack of baseball knowledge into shtick, a funny element of the show. Judging by his first few soirees on AM 970 The Answer, it is a more kinder Dino mastermind. Casa behind the microphone. Even his rip jobs seemed to have a velvet touch. On WFAN's new afternoon drive team, I don't think there's a connection there. And connection and voice is crucial. On Mike Sports Pope Francesca, he wasn't as much a talk show host as he was a telephone operator. There was such a repetitive nature to his show that it became so predictable, so formatted. Dino sounded so analytical we believe he's bucking for a guest appearance on the Actors Studio, ***** Dude of the Week, College Football Playoff Selection Committee. It's hard to believe, but those wacky committee members got it right this year. Whittling a galaxy of top-notch football programs down to 4 is no easy task, but the proof is in the execution of the event.